They promote authoritarian leaders, and they fan the flames of political violence that are a threat to our personal rights, to the pursuit of justice, to the rule of law, to the very soul of this country.
That was President Biden last week, some say ostracizing more than 70 million Americans, including 90% of evangelical Christians who voted for President Trump in 2020. Here to discuss is the CEO of the National Religious Broadcasters Association, Troy Miller, joining us live in studio. Troy, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on here. So we're listening to the president's speech, and many continue to analyze this speech. You hear him talking about Republicans and against contraception or marrying who you like. Talk to me about this and how Christians may view that speech.
Yeah, I think Christians looked at that speech with a lot of skepticism. Here's a president that campaigned on bringing the country together and was going to, help us heal our wounds. And then he comes out and he gives this speech and he really opens those up wide. If you think about it, the things that he said the country was moving backwards on freedom of choice, on freedom of contraception, on privacy issues, on the rule of law, that really is evangelicals' base. That's the base of evangelicalism within the party and within the country. Those founding fathers, those freedoms that we have are the things that we cherish in the evangelical world. And the president really looked directly at us when he said that.
When you look at it from a political lens, and a lot of the political pundits or those that come on and analyze this speech really push back in the way that you are right now, so much so the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, came out to speak on it. I want to play this moment. Here's that.
People have talked about if it was divisive. It wasn't divisive. The way that we saw this speech is that he was talking to majority of the country who agree that we have to protect our democracy, who agree that we have to protect our freedom, who agree that we have to protect our rights. And the point of the speech was that he wanted to really point to an inflection point, an inflection time that we're in this time in our country.
So she says there that the president is talking to a majority of the country. Is that correct?
No, I don't think he was talking to a majority of company in the country in a positive way. I think he was talking to a large, vast part of the country in a very negative way. Mm-hmm. Because you look at, again, Christianity, and he didn't bring out all of the things that Christians do across this country. Christians are the first to respond in disasters. Christians are the first to be there for helps and food aid and a number of things. But yet he pointed out the things that his party doesn't agree with. Mm-hmm. And then villainized Christians for holding those views. So I really think he really divided the country rather than pulled it together. I don't think that's right at all.
He talks about, too, a threat to democracy in terms of Republicans or MAGA Republicans, right? Where do you see that falling in terms of being a threat to democracy?
Yeah, that's kind of ironic that the president would talk about that being a threat to democracy when our democracy is built on the foundation of faith. It was faith leaders. The founders were people of deep faith. They looked at faith as a part of their life and a part of being a good citizen in here. And then you look at what the country's doing today, and we are sort of skeptical what's going on. We've had a number of agencies that are looking into Christians. Recently, Congress wrote a letter to the IRS asking to investigate one of our members because of the IRS's designation, nonprofit designation for that member. The Justice Department recently wrote a letter to Florida on another member we had that was going to speak at an event in Florida and called this group, the Alliance for Defending Freedom, a hate group based on the SPLC. And then 87,000 IRS agents. What are those agents going to do? And the president has talked about looking at communities of faith and how they're reacting. We don't want to go back to the Lois Lerner days when the IRS was investigating faith-based communities. Most people of faith, they want to just be left alone. They want to be able to worship God, to live out their faith in their conscience and the way they put it in their environment and not have the government intruding in that. We're very concerned with that.
In terms of politics and maybe one side of the party, Troy, do you think that religion, Christianity, is being attacked?
Oh, absolutely. I think the tenets and the faith of certain Christians, evangelicals, are being attacked. Those who hold to pro-life views, those who hold traditional families, those to hold to gender being a man and a woman, those beliefs are definitely being attacked.
Well, we appreciate your time here. Troy Miller joining us live. He is the CEO of the National Religious Broadcasters Association. Troy, good to see you.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. September is historically the worst performing month for the stock market, so you better be ready for it. The Fed continues to aggressively raise rates, and JP Morgan is forecasting another mega rate hike September the 21st. Is that why Jamie Dimon said an economic hurricane is coming our way? Well, gold and silver have remained remarkably stable despite the Fed aggressively raising rates today. The Patriot Gold Group has a special incentive for Newsmax viewers. Huge! Now precious metals investors can enjoy the no-fee-for-life gold and silver IRA on qualifying rollovers, or enjoy free, discreet, insured shipping on all direct gold and silver purchases. Here's the number, 800-356-4470. Call 800-356-4470 today.